So in last topic we had covered this collections, right? We took one example, this one, and we covered this hash map, other things, right? Today I will be covering a bit utilities method, utilities functionalities, like how you can search elements, how you can sort elements, uh, uh, and there are different how you can store objects, how you can retrieve objects and all these things, right? So so just to revise, it's been a 3 4 days gap, so just to pick up things. We had covered this array list, we covered linked list, vector, what is the difference. We covered hash map, what is the usage of hash map, and what is a set. So these are all collection frameworks, we call it collection frameworks, and these are used for storing the objects efficiently, retrieving it efficiently. We use it for those purposes. So today what I will be covering mostly is related to the functionality and the utilities methods which collection provides. So suppose I have a I would say sorting class. I'll just write it a sorting class, and I have a main method where I will be writing one array list. Array list names equals to new array list, and it will, I hope everybody is aware of these generics. I was telling in last class that, okay, if you put strings, you can only put strings in that. If you don't put anything, then you can put anything inside this, which would be like not good, because sometimes it is not meant to store such kind of elements. So it's always good to use the generics and provide the what data type that array list is going to hold. So what I will do is, the first API I will be using is convert array to array list. You can do this one. Suppose you have an array like a string names array, something like that. Okay, so we have here three names, and this is an array, string of array, right? And you know the limitations of array and all. Suppose you're getting an array and you need to convert this array, you need to make array list out of this. How you can do this? So we can convert an array to array list, or better, we should not say convert. How we can put the elements of these array into the array list. So now we will come to about the very good utilities method, which is called the arrays. There is a class name, utility class as arrays dot as list. So this as list, what it will take is your names array. So if you put it like this, then your array dot as list names array, if you put it, this will make it as a array list, and it will return you one second, just hold on 1 second. Got a call. Yeah, sorry, I had got a call. Okay, so arrays dot as list, if you do and provide this array, it will return you the list. So we can take in this, but the problem will be something like every I hope you guys remember this, what I say, inheritance, right? So array list, the parent of array list is if you see abstract list, if you go there, you will see collections, implements list. So ultimately, array list is a child of, or say subset of, or you can say subclass of list. So you can, or it implements the list interface. So you can always put this as a list. So what is the usage of this is, you cannot write array list here because it returns the list here. What exactly I am doing here? uh, if you see here, list name equals to new array list, you can also write it something like this: linked list. Now, the good thing about this is, see, this also works. If I see list string names equal to new linked list, that is also working. If I say list string names equals to new array list, also it is working. Why? The reason behind is array list and linked list both implements the list. I think if you remember that collections hierarchy in Java, I think there you might have seen that it implements the list interface. So if you see here interface list, right, that list comes from here only. So better I'll give here. Yeah. So as you can see here, this is the interface. The first interface is collection. So this is the most parent one. So the parent one is collection, then comes from there, then comes list. And in that list, we have a array list, we have a vector, we have a linked list. All these things are a parent of list, and all these things belong to collections. So even we can write here collections as well. We can write, not collections, collections we can write. Yeah, even that will work because that is a parent of that. So in collection, we can write linked list, we can write array list and all these things, right? So this is a very big advantage of typing it in a generic way. So we should always put the left hand side as a common element. So if you see here linked list or array list or something, right, these are all type of list only. So we can always put, this is something like what I'll say, if you see the practical example, yeah, some phone, suppose you purchase a mobile phone, right, and the sim in what you insert, if that is tightly coupled with your phone, that is not good, right? If suppose Verizon phone, or you take AT&T or Airtel here, so these sims can be incorporated in any phone, right? Any mobile phone you take it, you can incorporate it. So you just think about that phone as a generic name, okay, that any kind of sim it can accept. So this is something like that only. So list is the type of container, you can say, which can contain either array list, or it can contain the linked list, or it can contain the vector. So these things it can contain. Okay, so that becomes a very big advantage. It gives us that, okay, we can put the subclass into the parent class. Is it okay? Understood this one?
Yeah.
Any
Yes.
doubt? Okay, so this names will be now holding the array list. So now this names is nothing but the array list object. So I'll better make this line as a not linked list. Better make this as a, and now I can print. So we can print this now as a, so see, so all are coming, right? Perfectly fine. So this is how you can convert one array. So this is your array, and you can convert this into the array list. You can do the vice versa as well. There is a method as arrays dot to list as list. Yeah, so arrays dot as list is there. You can make it as a, you can convert one array into the list, so you can use it both the ways. Okay, now this is about converting the, so but I'll show that also as well. So I think as array or something array should be here. Yeah. So yeah, this is the way you can do that, and this is so what I'm doing here. So first I created one array list which was containing nothing, and I had one array of containing three names. So this is nothing but a string array of string, and then I converted that this array into the array list. So now I'm able to convert it. As you can see here, I'm printing from the array list only. And then what I'm just again I'm just going back. So what I'm doing here is I'm converting Rahul, can you mute your microphone? Rahul, can you mute your microphone? Okay, so what I'm doing here, so names here, right? Names was the list, and again I'm converting back to the array, and as you can see here, I'm able to get it, and again you can print it using the array as well. So so name from array also is coming. So vice versa we can do. We can convert an array to array list. We can convert, sorry, yeah, we can get the list from an array, and we can get the array from the list. So vice versa is possible. Okay, so this is nothing to do with about sorting. So I'll just rename it as we'll leave it anyway. Yeah, so main thing what I will be today covering is my focus is com dot sorting. Okay, so main thing what now most of the cases we need to sort elements, right? So we'll do simple sorting. So suppose we need to sort some names, list of names we have, and we need to sort those names. So I have a array list of string names equal to, okay, so I'll add a few names. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, so we have five names, and my require our requirement is to sort this one. So what are the things we can do to sort it? Anybody any idea?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear.
How we can sort this? Suppose I want to sort the name.
Hmm.
Right now, if I print it, right, it will be in the same order in which I have inserted John, Peter, Anamika, Parker, and Monica, right? So these are not sorted. I need to sort this, right? So there are many logics through which, I mean, algorithms, sorting algorithms are there. If you read about it, it's good insertion sort, selection sort, merge sort, and quick sort. There are many sorting algorithms you can use it, but I'm not going to cover that because it's a part of design algorithms, and it's totally different things, not nothing to do with programming. I will be using the utilities APIs, not the sorter. If you are interested, the very easy one is bubble sort, and you can, I think you can see many examples online. I am not going to cover that, but you can get it many places. I mean, what is a bubble sort, what is selection sort, what is insertion sort? It's all with it's everything is related to the sorting only. Okay. So in bubble sort, what they do, right, it compares the first to next and next to next and keeps on shuffling, and that it's I think in college you might have studied. If not, if you want to learn, you can always go and learn from internet, and it will be available. So there is very simple ways here to do that. There, we have a utility method, and we can simply say arrays.sort, and we will provide this list, and it will sort it for me. Okay. So what is the problem? Rahul, can you mute yourself, because I know it's a kind of noise is coming.
Yeah, I was just checking.
Okay. So yeah, arrays dot sort. No, not arrays dot sort. It will be collections dot sort, and it will take the names, and that's it. It will do the sorting. So if I print it now after sorting, perfect, right? So Namika, John, Monica, Parker, and Peter, it has been sorted perfectly fine, and we didn't have to do anything at all, right? Now the problem will come when you need to provide the sorting on what basis you will be sorting. So in real time, the scenario, the case will be different. It will not be so simple that okay, you need to sort a bunch of names, or sort some roll numbers and all these things. I want to have a sorting on with different logic. Just I'll give you a very good example of that. Suppose I have a student, and it has three fields. It has string name, it has int roll number, and int or int standard. Okay, so I have three things. I have three and I want to store the details of these students into an array. So let me create the constructor also. Student. But I'll use shortcut. I need getter setter. I need. Okay, so I have created a constructor and which will will set the value while creating the object. So what I will do here is class. I let it as a main app, and in this main app I'm going to create few students and I'll put into the array list. So I'll write array list and the type will be of student. It will hold a student, not a string, and student list, new array list of student. Yeah, so I have this with me, and what I will be doing is I'll create a few students. Suppose 10 students I'll create, and oh, it's going too long. Okay, leave it. Okay, so what I will be doing is here is create a few students and we'll put into that. So std1 will create some name. Okay, roll number will put it 5 and std it will let it be 10. Okay, and so student 2, student 3, student 4, student 5. Okay, and let it be 12, 15, 25, 2 and 50. Standard should be 5, 12. Okay, I have 5 students, right? I have created 5 students object, and with these value I'm passing it to the constructor. I hope everybody knows this constructor. It will set the value name, roll number, and this. So every object will represent the data. So student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, right? And what I need to do is I'll store these into the in this one list. So student list dot add, and then student 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. I will add it into the array list. So I'll just okay, so this one array list 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, so I have added this 2 in the list. So in array student list, right, I have 5 student object, not the value but the object of the student. And one more thing I will do is here is I'll generate the toString method. I'll tell you about this one later. We can directly print the value. So right now if I print it, student, yeah, as you can see here, student name, Anamika, roll number this, Peter, Monica, Jency, and Satrit, right? It is printing as we have added it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so, in the same order I have added also, right? Student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is printing in the same order. Now my question is, in the last example, I did like something collections dot sort, and I passed the array list, right? The array list whatever we have created of string, right? This one. And here in main also I have created one array list, and I can provide this student list, right, to sort it. So I'll just write it like here, before sorting, and now I'll do collections dot sort, and I'll provide this student list as I had done in that one. But now you will see that it will not work. The question is, I want to ask you guys why it will not work. What is the reason that it will not work? So can anybody tell me why it is telling me that okay, you cannot sort the student list? What is the reason? Anything comes to your mind? It's nothing related to programming, just simple thing. You have 10 students, right? I asked you to sort it. Sort these students, make a line, sort it. So how you will do that? No idea? Satyajit? Jens?
You need to specify like what you want to sort it
Yes,
according to.
yes, right. Perfectly right. We need to specify on what condition. It would be totally mad, right? If I suppose I am a principal in a school, and I ordered some student, okay, hey, go and sort these 50 students. The next immediate question you will ask, on what basis, whether house wise, or roll number wise, or age wise, or standard wise, or anything. I mean, you will need some metadata, right? You will need some information on what basis you are going to sort it. You cannot simply say okay, sort it, right? So that's the reason you cannot sort the list of student directly. You need to specify on what condition you are going to sort it, right? So Amika, have you noticed, right, what is the problem happening here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what Jesse?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the problem what is happening, right? We need some kind of information on what basis I am going to sort it. So either I need roll number, or I'll say, so we have three attributes here if you see here, right? So a student has three attributes named as a name, roll number, and standard, which standard it is. So either I have to tell okay sort based on name, or either next I have to say okay sort based on roll number or sort based on standard. So there are three things, either of three I have to provide. So the question here is how to do that, right? I mean, how we can tell that. Of course it will not work here right now. We need to provide some more information. There is a two interface which Java provides, named as comparable and comparator. We will use comparator for this purpose, and I'll tell you how to achieve this one. Actually, the comparator is an interface which gives a method as a compare, and which takes the two value and two parameters, like whether you sorry one parameter, like either age or name or any of these three fields. It will ask you for either of this, on what basis you want to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll write one sorter class. So I'll write name, something like, suppose I want to sort by name, so I'll write sort by name, sort student by name, and this is the class I have written. So first thing I will do is I will implement a comparator. I think I haven't covered this one in this interface, and how to achieve that. So I forgot again. I think you should have reminded me. I'll cover this interface, how to, what is this implementation means. I think inheritance I had covered that extends, but I forgot to cover the session for this implementation. I'll cover that. It's a similar to somewhat similar to inheritance, that you inherit the properties. It is something like that, only little bit difference is there. So just for time being, you think about the comparator is a different class or interface which has a method as compare, and which takes the value on what you are going to sort it. So first thing what you need to provide, what is the class it is, what type of object it will be sorting. So object will be, right, student object, right? But again you need to tell on what basis you are going to sort it. So I'll tell okay name. So I had given something like that we need to give. So once you implement this, right, it will ask you to add one implementation method which is named as a compare, and here you will get two objects to compare that. How you are going to compare this, right? So here uh, you can use this one. So what you need to do is return o1, that is object 1 dot, or better I'll write like this one, student 1 student 2. So student 1 dot name dot compare to student 2 dot name. So it will do this comparison of name. So that's why I have given comparison, this compare to method of a string method. It's nothing to do with anything. This compare to, what it will do is it will compare the one name with another name, and it will return 0 if both are same. It will return 1 if this name is greater than this name. It will return -1 if this name is less than this name. And it will return to the comparator. And comparator, what it will do is that, so now what you are going to do here is you will put it like this, and then new of dot, you'll create new of sort by name. So you need to provide this object as a collections dot bracket is missed. So you are telling the collections what is happening. So you are passing this student list. Understand, this one is very important to understand here. I'm passing the student list, right? I'm telling, okay, I need to sort this student list. But then question, Java will ask you on what basis you are going to uh, sorted, right? You need to provide some kind of metadata, some kind of information on what basis you are going to sort. So that rules I have defined in this class. See, this is not mandatory that the format has to be like this. It should be meaningful. So I had given like this: sort student by its name, and it must implement this comparator. So what it will do with the comparator is it will call the compare method every time you insert an object into this. So first time, suppose you have inserted this one, and next time you have inserted this one, right? And that's it, no other students are there. So what will happen is it will compare this student with this one. It will find out whose name is greater, and it will sort it. So all these things, it will be done here. It will done in compare, but we need to pass this object to this sort method, that okay, sort this one, and this is the criteria, this is the rule I need to pass it. So now if so after sorting by name I am writing, okay. So now it will do the sorting by its name. So if you see here, before sorting is this one. After sorting, if you see, the Anamika has come first, then the Jansi, then Monica, then Peter, and then at last the Satyajit, right? So it has sorted the elements, right? As you can see here, on the basis of name. It didn't sort basis on the roll number. As you can see, the first is 5, then the 2, then 25, then 15, and then 50, right? So it didn't sort the roll number. So what to do with if I want to do for the roll number? So again we need to write it for this one. So what we will do is sort student by roll number and implements comparator, provide the student what object I'm going to do, and again it will. So here so we can write it something like O1 dot roll number is greater than O2 dot roll number, then return 1, else if O1 dot okay. So it's similar to that only, as I told you, the first roll number, if it greater than second roll number, return positive number 1, else return the negative number if it is less than that, else return 0 if both are same. So this is the sorting logic comparator used to compare the two values. So it's obvious, right? I mean, if 5 and 2 you have you got it. So if 5 is greater than 2, it will return positive number, and then it will think that okay, the first roll number should be at the top and then should be the least, or vice versa. So what I was telling is so this is what exactly the raw code, what we can write it. I mean, in string I simply wrote it this compare to, so might not be understandable. But here if you can see here is that O roll number and O2 roll number is greater than positive number. So they take this information to sort the elements. You don't have to worry how exactly they are doing under the hood, but implementation wise you should be understanding, right? So now what exactly this if you provide this object, right, to sort the element in the main app. So what I will do is here I'll write again one more thing, and it will be by roll number. And here instead of so here I'll do collections dot sort student list, and instead of this sort by roll number I'll provide, right? So this one will be doing the sort by roll number. So let's see whether it works or not. So sort by name, it is doing the name sorting. Perfect. Sort by roll number, as I can see, 2, 5, 15, 25 and 15. Yeah, perfect. So it is doing this, right, doing its work. So it is not taking the name, right, it's taking the roll number. I hope everybody understood that now how to do for the third one, right, which is the standard, right? So again you need to write one more class, right, and take that field. So here I'm using the roll number, right, sort by roll number. Here I'm taking name for naming, right? Same thing you can do it for what I say, you can use it for so you can use it like this, sort student by standard, right? So again you need to write implements comparator, and you can put student, and then you can write this one. I'll better copy paste this one. So roll number I'll put std right? And here again in main app I will copy paste here this one. I'll replace here, I'll say sort by std, sort by standard. So student 1, the standard 1, 5, 9, 10 and 12, right? So it's working fine, right? Anybody any questions in this section? I mean what I covered, right? Any issue, any question? Is it fine? Is it clear, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
clear.
good. So this is yeah, so this is all about sorting what how you can sort a list. Same way you can, same approach you can apply for not only array list, you can apply for all kind of collections framework. As you can see, this collection APIs, right, this provides many methods, collections and arrays. You can explore these once get into the project or get into the work. Once you get the requirements, right, you will keep exploring the APIs. As you can see here, collections dot, if you do, it does too many things. It do binary search, this search, that search, whether it's empty, whether it's null, all these things. I mean max, minimum, reverse order, shuffle, many things it will do. So I'm just covering the concept things, the conceptuals, what are the things you can do about that. Otherwise the API things I will not be covering. I mean it's not useful, because no API anybody can just put a dot and get the method and out of it, right? But the overall picture, this is generally it's a really very I would say the mostly used technique to sort any things, right? Because here you can sort it by your different attributes. So tomorrow suppose another field gets added here, and suppose int age, right, and you need to do the sorting, right? You can again just, that's it, here you will create, and one more sorting logic you will create, and that's it, simple, right? You don't have to do other other things with that one, right? It gives you a good advantage to do that. In collections, uh, one more thing is left, how we can, yeah, compare that, yeah. So one more thing is there, equals and hash code, which is really very important to understand if you deal with collections. So let's go for that. Okay, so equal and hash code. And I'll copy this student class to in this as well. Okay, so the same thing, we have a student object here, and just equal hash code example. I want to cover some uh, things here. I hope you guys remember this hash set I was talking about, right? So just for time being, think about, I have a hash set of string. Again, we'll go for names. Hash set of, I have a string, and I'm adding few names. I've added my name, and again I'll add Satyajit's name, and then again what I'll do is I'll add my name again, and I'll add some other name. Okay, so what do you think size should be? If you remember the set what I had covered last session, what should be the size? Let me tell you about this size method. It returns the number of elements which are there in that list or set, I would say. So what should be the size of it? I want an answer because I had covered this last time. Satyajit? Can you tell me what is the size?
Size, like, will it take this as duplicate or
That's the
what?
question, right? Set
Yeah,
actually it is meant for not containing the duplicates, right? Remember, I think last time I had covered that one. If you
I
recall,
was not there for that first thing.
yes.
Thing.
So in I hope you guys have remembered this one. A B C X Y Z, and then I was adding again X Y Z, this one. So it was returning only the size as 2, not as 3, because even if you are adding 3, so revise things so it will be easy to continue, because now I'm going further, so I think this idea should be clear. Yeah, so hash set does not take duplicates, right? So again, if I put again the same name, right, it will not take it. So as you can see here, the size of hash set is 3, as if we have added 3 elements. But if I change it, say, like if I make it Divakar 1, right, so now it is different. So now it is size as a 4, right? So hash set is working perfectly fine, correct, if it is holding a string. But the problem will come when I create 3 4 students. So let me copy this student from here. Okay, and student 1 2 3 4 5, and this new student, right, I'll make it a duplicate as a 3 times here. Okay, now I want an answer. What should be the size? What is the difference between the previous example I gave and this example? You guys are following, right, what I'm trying to do here? In the last example what I gave you, it was containing the string. The hash set, what I did, hash set was on a string, but I changed it to hash set to student object, and there I was putting the names. Here I'm putting the objects. So I've created 5 objects, and I'm creating these 5 objects to the list, and I'm printing the size as per the set, right? I mean, hash set does not contain the duplicate, but as you can see here, this one, this one, and this one, all 3 are duplicates, right? What should be the size then? It should be Anamika, Anamika, Anamika. 3 Anamika is there, only 1 it will take, right? So 1 2 and 3, so only 3 unique values are there. It should be 3, but it's 5. There is some problem here, right? What is the problem? The problem is uh, the object what we are creating, this is student 1 2 3 4 5, all are unique. It's all are different. And the hash set, when we are putting the check for the uniqueness by hash set, it always tells us, hey, it's a different object, right? Because once you do the new student, no matter what content inside this one, it will always return the different object, the different value only. It will never show you the same same reference. It will be at 5 different places. So it will create something like student 1 here, then a student 2 here, then a student 3 here, student 4 here, and student 5 here. And the address of these are different. So hashet does the check on this one, this unique, this object. Now inside that, it is holding those informations. What informations? These are all student objects. So this is like that Anamika then is as whatever 5 roll number and 10, then again Peter here, and then this, then again Anamika, and then all these things, right? There is no comparison happening on the content, it's happening on only on the address, and the address is different. I mean, the memory location for all the objects are different. So hasset understands that, okay, oh my god, it's a totally different, right? So let's add it all these things into the hasset, and that creates your problem. That's where you need to be aware of, and that's where you need to handle such things, right? So the problem which comes because of this, you need to handle it, and how you are going to handle it. uh, any doubt till here? What exactly are you understanding, right? What I'm telling here? Then if you think about how it worked in the last time when I gave you the example of a string, right? Just in case this one, right, how it is working here. No, ABC, XYZ, and these things, right? So it's working perfectly fine here, but not in this case. Not in this case. Why it's not working here? The difference is these values are called the literal values. Literal means it's not kind of object. It's a primitive type of data, I would say. Primitive means whatever it is showing, that is the value. When whatever you are saying, that is the value. But in case of a student, right, if I say, okay, I'm storing the student 1, can you tell me what exactly inside it is? No. You can simply say student 1, and inside that what it is, I don't know. So it's kind of abstract, right? So even Java does not understand. I mean, it does not go and check inside the student. It says, okay, student a different object, let's treat it differently. But in this case, it is saying that this is ABC, this is XYZ, and it's again XYZ. How can I let it happen that, right? So that's why this works in this case. Even if you put 1 2 3 4 5, right, that also will work. So those data are called the primitive data, and that's why we are able to insert that. But in these cases, it's not primitive data, it's the object which we are inserting. So there has to be some way to tell that, okay, these objects are not similar or it's similar. So there are two methods what you need to implement, and those two methods what you need to override whatever the object you are storing. So we are storing the student object, right? So in the student class we will go and we will override two methods. So let's see whether we can do hash code and equals. So let's find out. So no, it has generated very big. I'm not going to go and write so big things because you guys might get confused. Yeah. Suppose for me, the condition is if the name of two students is same, I will treat those two objects as a similar. You have to put some kind of condition, right? I mean, otherwise it will be haphazard situations. And what uniqueness you want, if you are putting into the set, the set you will use only when you want uniqueness. And if you want uniqueness, you want to have, suppose you want, like, okay, there can't be two people with the same roll number, right? That is a possibility, right? In your school also, wherever you go, right? No two students can have the same roll number. So let's two students can have same name, okay, fine. Two students can have in the same standard, that is perfectly fine. But two roll numbers cannot be same for different students, right? So the roll number has to be the unique, and I want to distinguish. So this roll number is here, see, 5 is there, and here also 5 is there, right? And here also 5 is there. So I even if suppose I'll change the name, so I'll make it as a Ankit, or okay, let's make it Rahul. Okay, so this is the problem, right? I mean, I want only one person with the same roll number. So as you can see here, roll number 5, roll number 5, roll number 5. So I want only one of these, either this one or either this one or either this one. So last will only will go. So it should be only giving this data, this one and Peter one, that's all these 5 with roll number 5 should be removed. So thing is, what we need to do here is we'll put the condition. There are two methods what we need to override. One is called the hash code, one is called the equals. What are these two methods? These two methods are the methods which gets called whenever you create an object. So here what you are doing, you are doing new student. As soon as you do the new student, it will create an object, and also it will call these two methods, hash code and equals. So first let's comment out this one. I'll show you simply return zeros. I'm just simply showing you that how it gets called. So this is equals. So let's see now. So I'm just showing you that it will call this hash set size is 5. Why didn't call this 5? Whenever you create object should call. Okay, let me do one thing. Let it be student list. Just let me check it whether I know it's working or not. No, it is not getting called. Why? Okay, student, this one hash code. It should get called, but why not? Equals. Just let me iterate over this one. I'll just try once with it. It should work. This is how we iterate over set. So just let me check that. I think while retrieving it will call. So just. No, it's not taking it. It's taking all the names. Okay, so it's okay. It should have called. Let me check whether it's calling or not. Nope. Okay. Prime number result is 1. Prime number result is not hash code. I don't know why it is not working. I think I have to check it. It should generally work because what I'm doing here. I'll check it later. I'll just explain you. There might be something I'm missing here. What exactly I'm trying to do here is whenever you create an object, right? It will call if the what object I'm calling here. The object of what I'm object creating is a student, right? So in a student class, what we have a class, right? We will override two methods. Override means this is the parent class. This is the objects method. I mean, what you can override to your a class, and you can do the implementation of two things. There is one is called the hash code, and one is called the equals. These two methods, what exactly it does is it generates a random number associated with that particular field. So just think about, if I want roll numbers to be the unique. So what I will do that whenever you create an object, so the first thing, suppose first time you are creating an object here, right? Anamika with roll number 5. So it will call this hash code, and it will take a prime number which is a 31 into roll number. So your roll number is 5, so 31 into 5, it will be 155, I think, right? It will return one hash code as 155. And also this will be done when you create the object. And next time again, suppose you are inserting the same object with the same roll number. So again your roll number is 5, right? So what it will do is it will call this one hash code, and it will see, okay, 31 into 5, again 155, and it will check with the previous hash code. It will say, okay, I'm seeing that there is already one hash code with 155. That means this new object what we are we are creating is similar to that one. And also as soon as it gets that, okay, both the value are coming same, then what it will do is it will call the equals method. And equals method, what it will do is that just forget about all these things. It will check the roll number of this one and the previous one. So of course the roll number is 5 here also, and the roll number is 5 here also. It will say, okay, the both the roll numbers are true, okay, and also the hash codes are same. So the hash set will treat both the objects as same, and it should not allow to put into the hash set, which is not happening right now. I really don't know. I'm sorry for that. I don't know what is the problem. I'm missing something which I don't know what I'm missing here. It should work, and it shouldn't have print this one and this one. It should have printed only those values. So I hope you have understood what I'm trying to do here. I think I'll correct it, and I'll definitely show in the next session what is the wrong with this one. Okay. So any questions so far? Because I'll wind up the session. I'll just check this why it is happening. What is the problem happening here? Shouldn't have create this problem here. It should have called. So when we are adding it to the hash set, it should have. Okay. As we are calling the hash set here, it should have been there only. So it can't be here. So why it is not getting called? Because okay. I'll check this one. I'll next session tomorrow. I'll tell you what was the problem, why I was not able to do that. I'll check it, and will tell you. Okay. So any questions before I close this session? Any question? No. Satyajit, is it fine?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I'll fix this problem. Okay, tomorrow session I'll tell you what was the problem. I don't know. It should have worked. There is something I'm missing.
Mm,
So I need to check it. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll join together tomorrow. Fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.